10,000 years after your death, you open your eyes, only to be astonished that your 9 sons have all become great emperors, each reigning over their own vast territories. You imagine that from now on you can simply rest and enjoy your invincibility. Little did you expect that the first thing you would do upon resurrection is seek out powerful cultivators to court death in every conceivable way. This is solely because you have awakened a system where being rescued grants you greater power. The system only requires your children to intervene and save you to trigger an extremely high-tier critical reward. However, the system immediately pours a bucket of cold water over your plans. Your current cultivation base is pathetic, no different from that of a frail, decrepit old man. Who would possibly believe that you are the father of those mighty great emperors? The most likely outcome is that before you even meet your sons, you will be branded a mere ant masquerading as an emperor's father and be slapped into oblivion. You harden your resolve. How can you ensure your great emperor sons arrive in time to save you? The system reminds you that you need only shout the names of your offspring at the moment of extreme danger. Very well, let us see. Exactly what god-tier rewards can be triggered by being saved by an emperor son. You grit your teeth and turn, heading straight into the depths of the perilous Ziyun mountain range. An hour later, your breath is ragged and you have sustained non-trivial injuries, but your expression is one of immense agitation. This luck of yours is truly explosive. Clutching a newborn wolf cub, you face a Ziyu wolf, standing 3 zhang tall, as it growls human. Release the young master of our clan, and I shall grant you a swift death. Your heart hammers against your chest. A demon beast at the Yuandan realm that can speak human language, and the terror is only just beginning. Suddenly, a massive purple vortex tears through the air before you. From within it, an old man with white hair, clutching a purple-gold staff, steps forth. Upon his forehead, the mark of the Ziyu wolf clan is clearly visible. This is the human form of the Ziyu wolf, an ancestor at the Saint realm. Your entire body trembles. You have taken this charade a step too far. You only intended to put on a show, but you never expected to stumble directly into the saint-level nest of the Ziyu wolves. You scream until your throat tears, using every ounce of strength you possess. Emperor Wu Chen, come save your father at once. You brat, Lin Wu Chen, if you do not appear to rescue me, your father is about to die. The Ziyu wolf ancestor, having just manifested in the sky, stumbles at the sound of your raspy voice. He is seized with rage. Wretch, to dare address the great Emperor Wu Chen by his given name is to court death. With those words, he waves his hand, and a palm print shatters the void, immediately descending to crush you. Just as you fall into despair, the palm print hovering less than 3 feet from you abruptly halts, and a streak of golden light descends from the heavens. A man in black robes with 12 divine swords floating behind him descends before that arrogant Saint Realm ancestor. The white-haired elder collapses to his knees in terror. Xiudu offers his respects to the great Emperor Wu Chen. The dense pack of demon wolves surrounding the area prostrates themselves on the ground, trembling uncontrollably. However, that man, as handsome as an immortal, stares at you with shock, looking at your tattered burial shroud and your hideous elderly face before speaking coldly. Who exactly are you? You swallow hard, struggling to steady your racing heart. It has only been 100,000 years, Dan. Have you truly forgotten even your own father? Lin Wuken stands as if struck by lightning. Are you truly my father? Memories flood his mind like a dam breaking, rushing in with overwhelming force. At 5 years old, he had clung to the edge of the coffin, etching your gaunt face into the very marrow of his bones. Now, after 100,000 years, that same face appears before him in the flesh. What is even more bizarre is that he was clearly in deep meditation within his subterranean palace, only to be pulled to this desolate wilderness by a familiar surge of bloodline energy. You seize him by the collar. Have you grown so big that you no longer recognize your own kin? Xiao Liuzi, you have grown quite bold. Those 3 words, Xiao Liuzi, act like a key unlocking a seal. Lin Wuken trembles violently, for across the entire Xuanyang continent, only one person has ever dared to address him by that name. Father, it is truly you. But father, have you returned from the dead? Meanwhile, the old ancestor of the Yu Wolf clan kneels beside them, trembling in utter terror. Heavens above, let me perish. How could a mere lowly demon like me be worthy of knowing this earth-shattering secret of Emperor Wuchen? The very person he deemed a mere ant is actually the biological father of Emperor Wuchen. He is finished. He had even intended to slaughter this great master just moments ago. You look at your son and wave your hand. You have saved your father, now you may return. Lin Wuken stares in bewilderment. Father, will you not return with me? You kick a pebble at your feet. Wait until your father is cultivated to your level, then we shall see. Lin Wuken is left completely dazed. A father who died 100,000 years ago suddenly resurrects. He refuses to rely on his emperor son and insists on training himself. Could this be a ruse? Or is it perhaps a dream? Before departing, Lin Wuken casts a cold, piercing glance toward the shivering old ancestor of the Yu Wolf clan. So you intended to kill my father just now. Great Emperor, spare me. The ancestor's blood and bones suddenly rupture. The white-haired elder vanishes into mist on the spot. Even the young wolf that held promise in your heart is swept away, cast into a barren wasteland. My old sixth system has saved me. It is time for my reward, is it not? Ding, host has been rescued by his sixth son Lin Wuken. Activating the system's 9-star reward. Reward Chaos Supreme God King Physique. Reward Cultivation Base at the 12th level of the Yuandan realm. Reward, the Transcendent Grade Cultivation Manual, Formless Spirit Linking Heart Scripture. After fusing with the God King physique, regardless of your current realm, you can suppress experts a full major realm above your own. Your mouth curls into a wide grin. If you continue to be saved by your son a few more times like this, would you not be invincible? At the same time, within the Wu Shen Dao sect in the barbarian wasteland, Lin Wuken jolts awake, sighing. As I expected, it was merely a dream. Yet the scent of blood lingering on his fingertips causes him to freeze. He knits his brows, his gaze shifting toward the distant location of his mother. Where did she truly go after disappearing so abruptly all those years ago? And where was his father laid to rest? After departing the Ziyun mountain range, you finally arrive at a sect to seek refuge. You stand directly before the mountain gates of the Shenyuan sect and shout, "Who dares to face me in combat?" Several disciples rush forward. "You insolent old beggar, who are you?" Your figure flickers and you strike the disciple, sending him flying several meters away. You remark that one who lacks respect for their elders deserves a beating. You glare at the other disciples, frozen in fear. "If you do not wish to suffer, hand over all the spirit stones you possess." The disciples wear expressions of shock. "What? We are disciples of the Shenyuan sect." Your figure flickers once more, slapping the disciple who spoke into the distance by 78 meters. "Does being a disciple of the Shenyuan sect make you superior? I am the father of a great emperor." At this very moment, several powerful auras descend from afar. Who is so arrogant as to dare cause trouble at our Shenyuan sect? A burly man with a thick beard flies toward you, his right hand unleashing a colossal grayish-white palm strike, suppressing you with immense force. A master of the Shenzang realm. Sensing the opponent's cultivation, you throw a punch with disdain, slamming it directly into the burly man's chest. A miserable scream echoes as the Shenzang realm expert is sent flying several zhang, crashing heavily into the ground. Seeing this, the other experts of the Shenyuan sect are utterly stunned. How can this be? His cultivation is clearly only at the 12th level of the Yuandan realm, yet a 6th-layer Shenzang realm elder could not withstand a single punch from him. A 7th-layer Shenzang realm elder wears a grave expression, cupping his hands in salute. "Dare I ask for your name, Taoist? Why have you..." "Enough of your arrogant posturing. This old man has fallen on hard times and has come to your Shenyuan sect to borrow a few things." You rubbed your hands together. "Nothing much. Just give me a few sets of decent robes, 100,000 medium-grade spirit stones, and perhaps 20,000 stalks of spiritual herbs should suffice." An elder at the 7th level of the Divine Treasury realm flew into a rage. "Impudent old man, a mere wretch at the Origin Core realm dares to spout such madness within the Shenyuan sect?" Drawing the sword at his waist, he barked, "Today, this elder shall let you taste true suffering." Yet before his words could even fade, a crimson palm print appeared sharply across the elder's face. Following that, he was sent flying away in a miserable state. "And you dare to boast before this old man with such meager skill?" For 5 other elders could longer sit idly by. They roared in unison and unleashed their attacks simultaneously. However, within the span of 3 breaths, those Divine Treasury realm elders were sent flying in different directions, lying scattered across the ground. "A group of weaklings like you dares to attempt to suppress this old man?" You looked at the groaning figures on the ground, stepped past them with utter disdain, and strode toward the gates of the Shenyuan sect. "Since you refuse to offer it, this old man shall simply take it himself." Yet at the very moment you were about to step through the gates, an elder in gray robes descended from the sky. A mere Origin Core realm cultivator capable of easily suppressing those at the 9th level of the Divine Treasury realm? The old man continued, "I acknowledge that you possess some strength, but to act so recklessly in our Shenyuan sect is far too arrogant." Hearing this, you threw your head back and laughed. "Ha! This old man has 9 sons who are great emperors. What does a little arrogance matter? Do not speak of a 3rd-level Dharma form realm cultivator like yourself. Would even your sect's great ancestor at the Vanting realm dare to touch a single hair on my head?" Supreme Elder Yun Kang of the Shenyuan sect stared at you as if you were a fool. He glared, "9 sons who are all great emperors? If anyone could claim to have 9 great emperor sons, then the entire world would be filled with them." You let out a cold laugh. "If you do not believe me, this old man shall summon one to show you. By then, do not be so frightened that you wet yourself." Internally, you began calculating which of your children you should call upon. Suddenly, a boisterous roar echoed from the heavens above. "You ants of the Shenyuan sect, your Ling Yan is here once again." A massive vortex spanning several hundred feet appeared in the sky. A youth standing 9 feet tall stepped out from within. You were both startled and perplexed. You hadn't even summoned anyone yet, so why were they already here? No, that wasn't right. The aura of this arrogant youth was strong, but it paled in comparison to your son, Ling Wushan. "He is not a great emperor," you gulped, feeling the tension rise. "This is bad. I must summon my own kin immediately, or I might lose my life here." But the next second, the voice of Supreme Elder Yun Kang left you stunned. "Ling Yan, why have you that pest returned again?" Yun Kang's expression shifted drastically. "You plundered 300,000 medium-grade spirit stones just a few months ago. Do you intend to bleed us dry today? Even though you are a Heavenly King realm expert, if you push us to the brink, this old man will exhaust the entire sect's strength to perish alongside you." That man Ling Yan trembled as a blazing crimson aura erupted from his body, forcing the disciples of the Shenyuan sect to retreat in quick succession. "Do you truly believe you possess the strength to challenge me?" At this moment, Ling Yan's gaze fell upon the disheveled appearance of the old man. He narrowed his eyes and spoke. "That man is merely at the Yuandan realm. Yet you, a group of powerful experts in the Fazhong realm, sought to suppress him? Do you not realize how pathetic your bullying looks? This has gone too far. Your Shenyuan sect is truly skilled at such trifles. He then turned his head to look at the old man. Elder, you need not say another word. Today I, Lingyan, shall secure justice for you. With that he reached out and patted the old man's hand, adding, Elder, simply state your demands. Whether you wish for their lives as retribution or demand compensation, I shall ensure they satisfy every one of your conditions. If they dare to resist, I will level this entire Shenyuan sect to the ground. The old man's eyes brightened, and his heart surged with hidden delight. Young friend Ling Yan, can you truly make this decision for this old man? That goes without saying. I have reached the sixth heavenly layer of the Heaven King realm. A trivial place like the Shenyuan sect would crumble under a single strike from me. Hearing the words sixth heavenly layer of the Heaven King realm, the old man swept his gaze across the room and replied, This old man's requirements are not high. 20,000 mid-grade spirit stones, 50,000 stalks of spiritual herbs, and a few sets of new robes will suffice. As soon as the words left his lips, Ling Yan froze, staring at him in complete disbelief. This was an extortionate demand. How could a mere Yuandan realm practitioner dare to make such a request? The members of the Shenyuan sect were also left utterly bewildered. Had they stumbled into a den of robbers today? Seeing the look of astonishment on Ling Yan's face, the old man feigned confusion. Young friend Ling Yan, are my requirements perhaps too high? Are you unable to secure this for me? The surprise on Ling Yan's face quickly vanished, and he dismissed it. It is merely 20,000 spirit stones and 50,000 herbs. For the Shenyuan sect, this is a minor matter. He took a step into the void as his aura surged. Behind him, a golden radiant Heaven King throne manifested. The Shenyuan sect disciples fell into total despair. The sixth heavenly layer of the Heaven King realm was real, so what were they to do? Must they truly hand over so many resources for nothing? Shu Wuming, the ancestor of the Shenyuan sect, wore a grim expression, but he could only sigh in helplessness. Forget it. Compared to the survival of the sect, we shall simply have to tighten our belts for the next few years. He produced 2 spatial bags and tossed them to the old man with a heavy heart. Ling Yan looked at the old man and said, Elder, store these resources carefully and find a place to hide and cultivate. The old man joyfully accepted the spatial bags and replied, As you say, young friend, I shall follow your advice. I am leaving now and shall never return. Watching the old man's figure disappear into the distance, Ling Yan suddenly furrowed his brows. Wait a moment, didn't I come to the Shenyuan sect today to demand spirit stones for myself? Ling Yan pondered, and the more he thought, the more he felt something was amiss. Suddenly he realized the problem. In the next instant, he stepped out of the Shenyuan sect, pursuing the direction in which you had just vanished. Yet by this time you had long since slipped away, leaving no traces behind. The chaotic Supreme God King body and the formless Wisdom Heart Sutra. Under their combined influence, your speed left ordinary Yuan Dan realm cultivators in the dust. In a mere blink of an eye, you had traversed several hundred miles. Not until a vast prosperous city appeared before your eyes did you finally let out a sigh of relief. Host, your rescue by your direct descendant, Ling Yan, has triggered a 6-star critical reward. Congratulations to the host for obtaining cultivation at the 6th level of the Shenkang realm, the peak-grade alchemy technique, the formless clear eye, the alchemy god cannon, and the peak-grade alchemy furnace, the 9-dragon cauldron. You were just about to enter the city when the system notification left you dazed. What? That muscle-bound man is my descendant. You stared wide-eyed at the system interface. Ling Yan, sect master of the Wushan Dao sect, the 16th son of Ling Yushan. Heavenly King realm, 6th level? Not bad at all, little one. So you turn out to be my great-great-great-grandson. You were filled with pride, that brat Ling Yushan actually to sire 16 children. Truly, he carries my heritage well. But as you thought it over, a chill ran down your spine. You had just swindled Ling Yan quite severely, and never did you expect that the man in the stone chamber was a powerhouse of the Heavenly King realm. You quickened your pace and slipped into the crowd within Yun City. With so many people around, that hulking fool surely wouldn't have the time to audit every household, would he? A moment later, you changed into a set of azure robes and adorned a sleek, flowing white beard. Although your cultivation was only at the Yuan Dan realm, with this appearance of a sage with transcendent grace, who could look at you and not pay their respects? Entering the reception hall of Yunhei Pavilion, you rubbed your hands together and activated the system. Let's go, let's go. Boom, your cultivation instantly shattered the bottleneck of the Yuan Dan realm, directly stepping into the Shenchong realm. 2nd level of the Shenkong realm, the cultivation within your body surged like a rocket, and in less than a single breath, it shot straight to the 6th level of the Shenkong realm. You clenched your fists, feeling the power roiling within your body, a wide grin spreading across your face. It was an exhilarating sensation. The clear eye technique and the methods for the alchemy god cannon poured directly into your mind. With a mere thought, a small golden tripod materialized in your palm. You looked at this small furnace and muttered in doubt, this old man doesn't know how to refine pills. Why would the system suddenly thrust a furnace upon me? But reflecting for a moment, you slapped your thigh firmly. I understand now. The 50,000 stalks of spirit herbs extorted from the Shenyuan sect were meant to be used for this purpose. An alchemist is simply a walking cash cow. With the furnace, the techniques, and the ingredients now all complete, is this not forcing this old man to change his profession into a wealthy mogul? You flicked your sleeves and sat cross-legged, your origin energy flickered, manifesting as a black flame that burned fiercely in your palm. 2 hours later, a golden medicinal pill shot forth from the furnace, its surface marked by 3 flowing, intricate pill patterns. Good heavens, my first attempt at alchemy produced a peak-grade Vajra pill. This is a single strike from a Dharma form expert. In a moment of crisis, this is nothing short of a second life. I am rich, I am truly rich. You rub your hands together with a silly grin, but your smile suddenly freezes. Wait a moment, what kind of medicinal herbs did I just stuff into the furnace? Since the first pill was refined successfully, wouldn't the second and third be as easy as turning over one's hand? No sooner said than done. With a rustling sound, you empty all the spirit herbs from your spatial bag. Without caring about their grade, you simply toss them all together. You mutter to yourself while shoving the herbs into the 9-dragon pill furnace. From the first batch, 2 supreme-grade medicinal pills emit a green glow, though they are not Vajra pills. From the second batch, 6 brilliant red supreme-grade pills emerge, still not the right ones. By the 5th batch, 9 deep violet supreme-grade pills are produced. You stare intently at the pill furnace, scratching your head in confusion. By the early hours of the next morning, a small mountain of medicinal pills has piled up on the table, totaling 96 in all. Every single one is a supreme-grade pill marked with 3 distinct pill patterns. A single one of these could easily be sold for several thousand spirit stones. Apart from the initial Vajra pill, you cannot even name what the others are. You gaze at this heap of treasures, your temples throbbing incessantly. If one were to consume these, would they ascend to the heavens on the spot? Although they are all supreme-grade items with 3 pill patterns, what if they are lethal poisons? Who would dare to recklessly stuff such things into their mouth? You suddenly slap your thigh. Perhaps it would be better to exchange them for wealth and grab your robes to shake them out. You gather all the medicinal pills and turn to head downstairs. Yun City is so vast, there must surely be someone here who recognizes their value. Yunhei Restaurant is exceptionally bustling in the early morning. Beside a second-floor window, the eldest miss of the Gu family, Gu Qingshu, is having her breakfast. The old steward by her side suddenly tugs at her sleeve. Uncle Shui follows his young mistress's gaze, happening to see an old man in white robes carrying a bundle, walking down from the 3rd floor, his nostrils twitching, when he suddenly widens his eyes. It is the fragrance of the Heaven Origin pill. This exclamation draws the attention of all the diners, who collectively inhale the scent. Why does it smell like a foundation-nourishing pill to me? That is not right. It is the scent of a barrier-breaking pill. Seeing you about to depart from the 2nd floor, the old steward lunged forward, directly blocking your path. The old man's wrinkled hands trembled. Fellow Taoist, please stay your steps. You glanced around, then raised an eyebrow at the elder obstructing your way. Who is this brother calling out to? Shuiba, I am not a fan of beating around the bush. His gaze remained fixed upon the tattered bundle in your hands. Fellow Taoist, you possess medicinal pills in there, do you not? He drew in a deep, shaky breath. His voice trembled as he continued, and there is a Heaven Origin pill among them, is there not? His eyes lit up with intense greed. Oh, this old man actually has a discerning eye, does he? Indeed, there are a few pills here. You shook the bundle, spotted an empty table nearby, and without a word poured the entire contents out onto the surface. Take whatever you wish, the price is negotiable. The 2nd floor of Yunhei Pavilion fell into absolute silence. Everyone's eyes widened as dozens of medicinal pills rolled across the table with a clatter. A brilliant, 5-colored medicinal mist erupted into the air. Most importantly, 3 layers of golden pill patterns were clearly visible on every single one. Good heavens, they are all top-grade pills with pill patterns. Shuiba shrieked until his voice cracked, throwing the 2nd floor into an immediate uproar. Are these truly all top-grade elixirs? And in such great quantities, no less. That is a longevity pill. A single one can extend one's lifespan by And what is that fiery red one? Could that be a demon blood pill? The 2nd floor of Yunhei Pavilion went into a frenzy. The pills you had taken out so casually had bewitched everyone present. Listening to the ceaseless gasps of awe around you, you finally began to understand just how divine the items you had refined on a whim truly were. Even you were astonished, rubbing your hands together in disbelief. Could it be that I am a reclusive alchemy genius? Little friend Shuiba stared intently at the Golden Heaven Origin pill, swallowing hard. Would you be willing to trade 1 Heaven Origin pill to this old man? You waved your hand, feigning indifference. If you want it, take it, just remember to pay. Shuiba immediately produced a cloth pouch. According to market value, a top-grade Heaven Origin pill is worth 8,000 low-grade spirit stones, but the quality of yours is exceptional. I shall offer you 85 mid-grade spirit stone. Your eyebrows nearly shot up into your hairline. The items you had refined so carelessly were actually worth this much? Having finalized the deal, he gleefully stuffed the origin stones into his bag, then turned to the crowd watching with covetous eyes, saying, If any of you want some, pay the price and help yourselves. Don't be shy. True to the senior's word, a powerhouse at the Shenchang realm tossed over a spatial bag. There are 17,600 low-grade origin stones here. May I purchase 2 essence-nourishing pills? He snatched the bag, tossing it in his hand to gauge the weight. Take them, take them. Feel free to choose whatever you wish. Unbelievable, is it truly possible to purchase them so freely? Senior, I am paying 9,600 stones. I request 1 egg-breaking pill. Senior, I shall take the demon blood pill. In the blink of an eye, all 95 pills he had refined were swept clean. He lowered his head to recount the earnings. Heavens, 170,000 low-grade origin stones. This rate of accumulating wealth is faster than robbery. The news spread like wildfire and the entire Yunhei Pavilion was swarmed and tightly besieged. Those who arrived late could only stand by and watch with regret. At this moment, a bearded warrior pushed his way to the front, his eyes filled with immense desperation. "Senior, do you still have any supplies left?" Swish! Immediately, the surrounding gazes turned ravenous and sharp. Deep in thought, he made a rapid calculation. He still had over 40,000 medicinal ingredients in his possession. If he were to refine all of them into pills, wouldn't his fortune skyrocket? He rubbed his fingers together and spoke slowly. "What kind of medicinal pill do you desire?" As soon as those words fell, dozens of eyes around him lit up like starving wolves, and the atmosphere grew stiflingly intense. Everyone present understood clearly, anyone capable of accepting alchemy requests on the spot must be a true master. One must realize that in the entire Yun city there are no more than 2 people capable of refining top-tier medicinal pills. This senior before them was likely the third great titan to emerge. Huogang's voice trembled with excitement. "Senior, are you truly able to refine pills on the spot?" "I can refine whatever you desire." He stroked his beard and spoke leisurely. "That is the theory, at least. It is a pity that this old man currently lacks the necessary prescriptions." What a coincidence. Huogang slapped his forehead and retrieved several glowing jade slips emitting a faint green light from his robe. Junior was rummaging through the Zhugu secret realm a few days ago and was fortunate enough to obtain several prescriptions. Among them is one called, what is this? A divine treasury breakthrough pill? Is it truly the medicinal elixir that guarantees a 100% success rate for those at the peak of the divine treasury realm to break through? This legendary pill actually exists. The entire Cloud Crane Pavilion erupted in chaos. Damnation, a pill that guarantees a breakthrough. If this can truly be refined, I would not hesitate to spend 100,000 low-grade spirit stones to obtain one. Hearing the mention of 100,000 low-grade spirit stones, his eyes suddenly gleamed, and he snatched the jade slip from Huogang's hand, sweeping his divine sense within. Remarkable, this jade slip even contains clear illustrations of all 36 required medicinal herbs. Is this not a golden opportunity for wealth, practically knocking at his door? One must understand that something capable of ensuring 100% breakthrough from the peak of the divine treasury realm to the Dharma manifestation realm is completely unavailable on the open market. He began to calculate in his mind. Setting a price of 70 to 80,000 low-grade spirit stones per pill should not be considered excessive, right? He was determined to make a fortune this time. Observing the expectant gazes of everyone gathered around him, he intentionally let out a long sigh. "Ah, this old master can indeed refine it, but these medicinal herbs," before he could finish his sentence, the crowd became as agitated as if they had been injected with stimulants. "Senior, rest assured, leave the gathering of herbs to us. As long as I can exchange for a divine treasury breakthrough pill, it would be worth running until my legs break." He felt a secret sense of immense satisfaction deep inside. These tools are truly sensible, he thought, though he maintained a profound, stoic expression while stroking his beard. "Since you are also enthusiastic, waiter, bring me paper and a brush." As he wielded the brush, he not only wrote down the 36 authentic medicinal ingredients but also intentionally added a few fictitious ones to the list. Finished, he tossed the list aside. "Bring the ingredients to Cloud Crane Pavilion before sunset. The pills will be delivered in 5 days sharp. The unified price is 80,000 low-grade spirit stones per pill." Before the words had even faded, the eyes of those divine treasury realm cultivators ignited with fervor. "The price is incredibly reasonable, Senior, about these jade slips." Huogang rubbed his hands together as he approached, but the protagonist waved him off, casually tossing him a diamond pill. This old master never takes advantage of the younger generation. Huogang was so moved that his hands trembled violently. This medicinal pill was akin to adding wings to a tiger for the cultivation technique he practiced. "If there is anything you need from me in the future—" "Do not wait for the future," he interrupted, tossing out 200,000 low-grade spirit stones. "Go to the Alchemist Guild immediately and acquire some high-grade prescriptions for me." With the recipe in hand and the precise ratios of the medicinal ingredients mastered, he suddenly realized that refining these pills was as simple as breathing. Gazing at the 6 high-grade, premium-quality elixirs that had just emerged from the furnace, his lips curved into a subtle smile, at a market value of 80,000 low-grade spirit stones apiece. This single batch was already worth 480,000. Once these divine repository breakthrough pills were unveiled, they would undoubtedly trigger a frenzy of desperate competition. He resolved to refine 300 pills as a trial run, spending 5 days and 5 nights without sleep or sustenance. When he finally extinguished the furnace, 360 pills sat neatly arranged before him. He let out a low whistle. This venture was destined for massive success. By now, 2 long queues had formed outside the Yunhei Pavilion. The news of the upcoming sale had caused a sensation throughout the entire city. "You seek to purchase these elixirs? Very well, wait in line patiently. If this crowd were to rush in all at once, chaos would surely ensue." In the shadows, the eyes and ears of various factions were already fixed upon this location. Zhang Kui and Chen Fan of the Alchemist Guild hid in a nearby inn, their complexions ashen. "Old Zhang, is it truly possible that someone has succeeded in refining the divine repository breakthrough pill? The pile of garbage pills in our guild's warehouse will likely rot away now." Elsewhere, representatives from the city lord's manor were also secretly observing. If they could use these elixirs to help their experts achieve a breakthrough, the power of the manor would soar like a kite in a gale. Half an hour later, the second-floor window of the Yuna Pavilion swung open. He appeared in a black robe, his hair fluttering, standing with an ethereal aura as if he were an immortal. Look, Master Lin has emerged. The long queues erupted instantly, everyone flushed with excitement. Each person is limited to one pill. The sale begins now. As soon as the words left his lips, Huogang, who was at the front of the line, immediately produced a bulging spatial bag. Master Lin, this is 80,000 low-grade spirit stones. He took the bag casually and tossed a pill back in return. The surface of the elixir shone with a golden luster, faint medicinal patterns shimmering across it. As Huogang caught it, his hands trembled violently. This was the legendary treasure that could allow him to reach the Dharma form realm. Is this really the divine repository breakthrough pill? Suddenly, a voice drifted from the Tianxiang pavilion across the street, the mocking condescending tone of the playboy young master from the city lord's manor. Zhang San swayed his feather fan, his expression dripping with disdain. Spending 80,000 on a 3-pattern pill? It would be quite amusing if you've been swindled. Huogang's knuckles cracked. Although this Zhang San was a good-for-nothing wastrel, his innate talent was truly formidable. Being at the 9th stage of the divine repository realm at only 30 years of age was no small feat. Huogang let out a cold laugh. Young city lord, since you do not believe it, I shall consume it before your eyes. Try not to let your face be slapped too hard later. With that, Huogang tilted his head back, swallowed the elixir, and sat cross-legged on the spot. With every breath he took, a spiritual radiance began to swirl around his body. Yet, the signs of a breakthrough remained absent, and the crowd began to murmur in confusion. Even Zhang San's mocking laughter began to fade. Just as the atmosphere threatened to freeze, a thunderous boom echoed. A violent surge of energy erupted from Huogang's body, the overwhelming spiritual aura condensing into a spectral phantom behind his back. A Dharma form, it has manifested. He has reached the Dharma form realm. He truly broke through. This medicinal pill is authentic beyond a doubt. Huogang's breakthrough immediately ignited the entire crowd. On the second floor of the Tianzhong Pavilion, the feather fan in Zhang San's hand clattered to the floor. His expression was one of sheer disbelief, as if he had seen a ghost. Could this truly be real? Report this to my father at once. An expert from the city lord's mansion behind him uttered not a single word, turning and vanishing into the distance in a flash. On the 3rd floor of the Banyan Pavilion, the pupils of Master Chen Fan from the Alchemist Association contracted sharply. He had not expected that it could genuinely assist someone in breaking through to the Dharma image realm. The efficacy of this medicinal pill is even more extravagant than the rumors suggested. Beside him, Zhang Kui's complexion turned as dark as water about to overflow. Quite a display of skill. His fingers slowly tightened into a fist, his gaze turning bone-chillingly cold. An individual of such caliber must either be recruited into the association or utterly eradicated. Master Lin, here are my spirit stones. Master Lin, I wish to purchase a batch as well. The scene descended into total chaos. In less time than it takes for an incense stick to burn, the crowd scrambled frantically until all hundreds of pills were sold out. Suddenly, the ground trembled violently as a giant, resembling a mountain of flesh, descended from the sky. The terrifying shockwave sent everyone in the vicinity flying. Damn it! The 9th heaven of the Dharma image realm. Behind the fat man rose his Dharma image, also immensely rotund, with 9 golden patterns on its forehead radiating a blinding light that made you swallow hard. What is the meaning of this? You are no match for him. Your current strength is only at the 6th heaven of the divine repository realm. Even if you pushed yourself to the limit, you would at best be on par with the 7th heaven of the Dharma image realm. Yet this fat man before you is a genuine powerhouse at the 9th heaven of the Dharma image realm. Xiao Yuan, the proprietor of Yunhei Pavilion, glided forward and manifested, his brows knitted tightly. Chen Chong, you are a member of the Alchemist Association. To cause a public disturbance in Yun City, are you attempting to defy the rules? Rules? Before Chen Chong could even open his mouth, an arrogant laugh echoed from behind him. In this Yun City, who dares to use rules to constrain me? From the Alchemist Association, Zhang Kui and Chen Fan strode forward, accompanied by 3 powerful figures. Their oppressive aura was overwhelming, and Xiao Yuan's expression turned even grimmer. It was not because of Zhang Kui, but because of the 3 ancient monsters of the peak mastery realm standing behind them. Zhang Kui swept his cold gaze across the crowd and bellowed, "All unrelated parties, disperse immediately. Within 3 breaths, whoever remains will die." The crowd fell into instant pandemonium, and many scrambled to flee for their lives. Xiao Yuan let out a sigh, cupping his hand. "Master Lin, my apologies, but this matter is beyond my control." In the distance, the people from the city lord's mansion were so intimidated that they came to a halt. Not even the city lord's mansion could afford to offend the Alchemist Association. Zhang Kui feigned politeness and cupped his hands in a salute toward you. "I, Zhang Kui, dare to ask for the esteemed name of this fellow Taoist." You let out a cold laugh, showing no intention of giving him any face. "Spare me those theatrics. State your purpose. What is it that you want?" Zhang Kui's expression darkened instantly. He raised a finger and enunciated each word with chilling clarity. "First, hand over the Divine Repository Breakthrough Pill and its pill formula. Second, join the association. From this day forward, you shall obey my commands and refine 2 batches of supreme-grade elixirs for the association every day." With his hands clasped behind his back, his eyes sharp as blades, he added, "Refuse even one of these conditions and do not expect to leave this place alive today." Ha ha ha. You suddenly burst into laughter, causing Zhang Kui's face to turn as black as a soot-stained pot. Chen Fan could no longer maintain his composure, shouting, "Fellow Taoists, do not refuse a toast, only to be forced to drink a forfeit." In Yun City, no one dares to stand against the Alchemist Association. He narrowed his eyes, convinced that he had seen through you. A supreme-grade alchemist like you must surely have a powerful backer supporting you, correct? You raised your hand, cutting him off abruptly. Why bother with such baseless guesses? Let me tell you clearly. My cultivation is only at the sixth heaven of the divine repository realm. I have no backing and no powerful benefactor, yet as for your pathetic conditions today, I refuse every single one of them. Your gaze suddenly turned dangerous. Furthermore, with you people acting so arrogantly, do you truly not fear death? You straightened your robes and spoke slowly. Listen well, I have 9 sons beneath my knees, all of whom are great emperors. You, the Alchemist Association of Yun City, if you dare to touch even a single hair on my head today, see if I am not telling the truth. My great emperor sons will grind you into dust in a single heartbeat. The atmosphere fell into an abrupt silence. Zhang Kui and his followers stood frozen, their expressions as stunned as if they had been struck by lightning at the mention of 9 great emperor sons. Immediately following that, he suddenly erupted into raucous laughter, pointing a finger at you. Have you lost your mind? If you truly possess 9 great emperor children, would you really be struggling to survive here in Yun City? Chen Fan shook his head and sighed, having previously mistaken the man for a formidable adversary. They mocked you as a madman, laughing until they were doubled over. Yet you merely watched them in silence, silently opening your system interface to summon your 6th child once more. This time I shall open only a small jug of wine. It is your turn to shine, my son. You shifted your focus and a command was issued instantly. Come quickly and save your father. Simultaneously at the Wukan Immortal Sect in the Eastern Wasteland, a young man with hair like cascading silver silk suddenly snapped his eyes open. Father is in danger, his fingertips trembled. With a sharp crack, the teacup in his hand shattered. This was no dream. Lin Wuchen's gaze hardened as his divine sense instantly locked onto the southern wasteland, but his heart constricted. Is the southern wasteland not the territory of my 6th brother? How could father's aura be present there? Then he traced a line through the air and the void suddenly tore open. 10,000 years had passed and his father had long since passed away, yet the vibration in his veins felt undeniably authentic. Zhang Kui's laughter at the Yun City Alchemist Association died instantly. Lin Wuchen, the name he had just uttered, was Wuchen the Great Emperor. The teacup in Zhang Kui's hand fell and shattered, cold sweat pouring down his forehead as he remembered the terrifying reputation of the 9 great emperors of the Lin clan. In this entire Xuanyang continent, who did not know of them? Could the old man standing before him truly be? Zhang Kui's throat bobbed repeatedly, his legs beginning to tremble violently. Suddenly, the sky was rent asunder, a terrifying 10,000-foot rift opening as the clouds churned like a raging sea. A divine aura descended upon the world. The next moment, everyone collapsed with a heavy thud, kneeling prostrate on the ground. A young man with silver hair stepped forth from the void, suppressing the entire city with his presence. Zhang Kui lay flattened against the ground, his face pressed firmly into the floor. In all of Yun City, only one person remained standing, head held high. You stood by the window and offered a radiant smile. You look even more handsome than your father did back in those days. Lin Wuchen gazed at the figure below, his pupils contracting sharply. A mere cultivator at the divine treasury realm dared to ignore his sovereign pressure? What shocked him even more was that this unkempt old man was revealing a gentle expression as he appraised him. You spoke, 10,000 years have passed. For Father Lin Wuchen's fists began to tremble. Could the old man who died 10,000 years ago have truly returned to life? No wonder his 6th brother had been muttering mysteriously a few days ago about dreaming of the old man crawling out of his coffin. Lin Wuchen pinched his own thigh hard. The sensation was absurdly, undeniably real. You teleport instantly before him, raising your hand to strike a thunderous blow against his forehead. That kid, he could not even recognize his own father. The warmth radiating from your palm caused Lin Wuchen to instantly break down. You stroked his disheveled hair, suddenly overcome with emotion. Back when you were still nursing, I had already ascended, but now I have returned to life. Father, have you truly been resurrected? You nodded kindly, but when you heard that someone had dared to covet your medicinal elixirs, your gaze turned ice cold, freezing the very air. How bold, how reckless, to dare provoke the father of this emperor. In that case, there is no need for the Alchemist Association in this city to continue existing. As the words left your lips, the 100-foot-tall Alchemist Association tower instantly crumbled into dust. Zhang Kui and his group were not even granted the chance to beg for mercy. They were blasted into mere clouds of blood and bone. You swallowed hard while Long Chen watched in utter excitement. Good heavens, this power is truly overwhelming. Father, would you like to accompany me to the Eastern Wastelands? Lin Wuchen looked at you with deep anticipation, but you merely waved your hand, a mysterious smile playing on your lips. Not today, for I have my own matters to attend to. It will not be long before I summon you once again. Lin Wuchen was stunned, his mind left blank for a fleeting moment. Summon? Could this truly have been a dream? He returned to the immortal sect in the Eastern Wastelands, his divine sense sweeping across the Southern Wastelands Cloud City. Good heavens, the Alchemist Association has truly vanished. But in the next second, his expression froze completely. He scoured the entire Southern Wastelands, yet he could not find a single trace of your presence. If it were a dream, then what? The association had disappeared, and if it were not a dream, why would his father have vanished once more? Meanwhile, in Cloud City, Southern Wastelands, you are beating your chest and stamping your feet in frustration, your heart aching as if pierced by a blade, you spendthrift son. Gazing at the Alchemist Association reduced to nothing but ashes, your hands tremble as you begin to calculate the losses. So many treasures, so many spirit stones. You brat, before annihilating the sect, you should have at least looted the corpses first. The onlooker's legs began to tremble uncontrollably as someone suddenly recalled your previous boasting. The old man claimed he had 9 sons, all of whom were great emperors. Mother of God, it turns out to be true. The biological father of 9 great emperors was actually running a street stall in Cloud City, a plot development that even the most imaginative. Finding yourself thoroughly annoyed and having lost all interest, you casually toss your spatial bag to the treasurer, who is currently trembling in fear, and command him to take this spirit-opening breakthrough pill. 80,000 low-grade spirit stones for 1 pill. Bring the earnings to me once they are sold. Having said that, you turn and walk straight upstairs, leaving the treasurer standing there in a daze, consumed by regret and wishing he had knelt to curry favor from the start. As soon as you enter your room, the system notification chimes repeatedly. Ding! The youngest son has saved the day. Activating 8-star reward. Cultivation directly ascends to the Dharma manifestation realm. Technique upgraded. Alchemy skill evolved. Watching the attribute soar, a wild, sinister smile slowly spreads across your face. This harvest is truly massive. Your youngest son, Lin Vukan, has bestowed upon you an 8-star gift package the moment he took action. It truly, immensely satisfying. System, claim the rewards for me. A loud boom echoes as your entire body begins to tremble, and the true essence within you instantly erupts. From the 7th layer of the spirit-opening realm, your cultivation base skyrockets as if launched by a rocket. Suddenly, the phantom of a Dharma manifestation seal appears behind your back, and marks begin to manifest between your brows, appearing in rapid succession as if they cost nothing at all. It progresses from the 1st layer of the Dharma manifestation realm to the 2nd, continuing until it reaches the peak of the 12th layer before finally coming to a halt. You exhale a cloud of turbid air, looking down at your own trembling hands. It is truly preposterous. You have only been reborn for a few days, yet you are already approaching the pinnacle. Being a system user is truly a pleasure. Now, with a mere flick of your hands, you can refine peerless medicinal pills. Why not refine the spirit-opening breakthrough pill into a Dharma manifestation breakthrough pill? You draw a deep breath, already envisioning countless spirit stones beckoning to you. Pills to break through to the peak opening realm. Pills to break through to the heavenly king realm. This is truly the shortcut to unimaginable wealth. It must be done. You must do it. You slap your thigh, your eyes gleaming with intensity. Knock, knock, knock. Suddenly, there is a sound at the door. Master Lin, this is Xiaoyan. May I come in? You wave your hand once. The door to the room opens automatically. The person standing outside is none other than the treasurer of the Yunhei Pavilion, Xiao Yuan. The moment he looked up and caught sight of the Dharma manifestation looming behind you, he was rendered speechless, frozen in place. The 12th stage of the Dharma manifestation realm? Xiaoyan stammered, his tongue tripping over his words. He remembered clearly that only recently you were merely at the 6th stage of the divine repository realm, but you only offered a faint, indifferent smile. There is no need for surprise. Everything that occurs in this old man's life follows its own logic. Logic? Transforming from the 6th stage of the divine repository to the peak of the Dharma manifestation realm, is this what you call logical? Xiao Yuan swallowed hard, his throat bobbing, and hurriedly produced a black gold storage ring. Your 230 divine repository breakthrough pills have been completely sold out, totaling 18.4 million low-grade spirit stones. You took the ring and raised an eyebrow. It was a high-grade spatial artifact, finally allowing you to discard those tattered storage bags. Seeing your satisfaction, Xiao Yuan rubbed his hands together and asked cautiously, Master Lin, the guests outside have asked me to inquire, can you refine more divine repository breakthrough pills? The city lord of Yun City has sent word. If you are willing to refine them, he is prepared to pay double for an exclusive contract on the entire batch. You shifted the subject. This old man asks you how many experts at the peak of the Dharma manifestation realm are currently in Yun City. Xiao Yuan counted on his fingers. There are only about 7 or 8 left. You curled your lip. Only that many? Very well, in 10 days I shall release 300 pills. The unit price will be 120,000 with a limit of 1 pill per person. As soon as the news broke, the entire city was sent into an uproar. With only 300 pills available, Master Lin must surely be running short on medicinal ingredients. Before you could even respond, the enthusiastic masses of Yun City spontaneously gathered over 3,000 medicinal herbs and delivered them right to your doorstep. You spent only 3 days completing the 300 medicinal pills. The remaining time was poured entirely into research and refinement. You stared fixedly at the alchemy furnace when suddenly an idea sparked. You immediately gathered the medicinal herbs and cast them directly into the flames. As black smoke billowed upward, the entire Yunhei Tower shook 3 times. The windows on the 3rd floor shattered, erupting in a mushroom cloud of debris. The cultivators drinking tea on the floors below shuddered in unison. Good heavens, Master Lin has suffered a furnace explosion. Could my divine repository breakthrough pill have gone up in smoke? Inside the alchemy room, your face was covered in soot and wisps of smoke drifted from your mouth. This does not adhere to any known principles of science. You scratched your head while eyeing the 9-dragon furnace, which remained completely unscathed. The items granted by the system were truly of superior quality. Even after such a violent explosion, the furnace did not bear a single scratch. In the days that followed, Yunhei Tower became the epicenter of your continuous explosions. You exploded by day, and you exploded in the dead of night. The cultivators residing here are on the verge of a nervous breakdown because of you. It wasn't until the eve of the grand opening, at sunset, that the entire street was filled with your bizarre, unrestrained laughter. A scent of medicinal elixir so potent it was maddening erupted from the third floor. This fragrance surpassed even the divine organ breakthrough pill. Given the extraordinary aura it exuded, it was undoubtedly an extraordinary great elixir. Like wildfire, the news spread throughout Yun City in the blink of an eye. Gazing at the elixir as it radiated a brilliant halo, your mouth curved into a wide, triumphant grin. The elixir seemed like a living entity, rhythmically absorbing the surrounding mist. Magnificent, I have actually succeeded in refining it. Yet, after the laughter subsided, you began to mutter, "It looks like an extraordinary grade item, but is it truly the law manifestation breakthrough pill? I cannot use myself as a test subject. Tomorrow I shall simply snatch some unlucky soul to put it to the test." Early the next morning, you handed 300 divine organ breakthrough pills to Xiao Yuan. At a price of 120,000 per pill, the entire stock was swept clean in less than half an hour. However, just as the crowd scrambled to purchase the elixirs, 3 uninvited guests, an old man, a youth, and a middle-aged individual, appeared in Yun City. As they passed the former site of the Alchemist Association, all 3 froze in their tracks. Only half a month ago, this place was the Alchemist Association. How has it vanished into thin air? Staring at the massive empty plot of land before them, Gu Qing and Zhang Jinshui were filled with disbelief. A local elder, passing by with great enthusiasm, shouted as he hurried past, "You must be new here, aren't you? Whatever you do, do not offend Master Lin." Because they offended Master Lin, the entire Alchemist Association was razed to the ground by a single strike from the Wukan Great Emperor. Remember this, under Master Lin's tutelage, he has 9 disciples, all of whom are great emperors. With that said, the old man bolted toward Yunhei Pavilion without a backward glance. Fearing they would miss the chance to purchase the elixirs, Gu Qing turned her head mechanically, her voice trembling. "Uncle Shui, the elder just said that Master Lin's 9 disciples are all great emperors." Zhang Jinshui stared blankly at his own reflection, startled before suddenly snapping back to reality. "Young miss, the time you sold the Tianyun pill to us." Though the sentence remained unfinished, the 3 exchanged a look and dashed toward Yunhei Pavilion at full speed. But as they squeezed to the front of the line, they were met only with a chorus of lamentations. "What did you say? Everything has already been sold out?" Zhang Jinshui's party was struck with absolute terror. The divine organ breakthrough pill, that heaven-defying elixir which guarantees a 100% breakthrough for those at the peak of the divine organ realm. It turned out this was not merely a legend. At that precise moment, a soul-searching question rang out from within the crowd. "That is not right. Wasn't it said yesterday that Master Lin had Why have they not been placed on the shelves yet?" Indeed, even 3 streets away, one can still catch the lingering scent of the medicinal elixirs. "Master Lin, I implore you to sell me one of those transcendent grade pills. I am willing to pay 300,000. On the 2nd floor of the Yunhei Pavilion, having just finished your morning meal, you allow a wild, knowing smirk to curl the corners of your lips. The time has finally ripened. Under the eager gaze of the crowd, the eastern window on the 2nd floor slowly creaks open. When Gucci and Shui Ba catch sight of your face, they both freeze in their tracks. Is this not the same person who sold them the Tianyuan pill half a month ago? The moment you reveal yourself, the crowd below erupts into a frenzy. "Master Lin, I beg you, sell me a transcendent-grade medicinal pill." You raise a hand to signal for silence, observing the sudden stillness below before shifting your tone. "The Divine Repository breakthrough pills are indeed sold out. However, this old man has managed to refine a few transcendent-grade pills over the past several days. I produced a new batch just yesterday. I suppose I may as well sell them all now." Before your words have even faded, the crowd below explodes in fervor. 10,000, I offer 300,000, 450,000. "Master Lin, look at me," you say, struggling to suppress the wide, triumphant grin stretching across your face. In truth, this old man only possesses 6 transcendent-grade pills. "I shall sell them to those with whom I share a karmic connection." Before you can finish, an elderly man draped in gold and silver tosses his spatial bag directly towards you. 600,000, is this connection sufficient? Ha ha ha, very well, it seems you and this old man's elixirs are indeed fated. You flick your sleeve. 5 pills hover in mid-air, and the old man stares intensely at one of them, his beard trembling with excitement. "The blood essence pill, I must have this one." Cries of shock ring out from the crowd. Good heavens, consuming a blood essence pill allows for an immediate breakthrough of 2 levels. A female cultivator shrieks in delight, "The youth-preserving pill, and it is of transcendent quality." Another female cultivator nearby, quick to act, shouts, 800,000, "Master Lin, I will take this one." Vice City Lord Lu Tai speaks with a trembling voice. "Master Lin, 900,000 for the Tianhua pill." Gu Tingfeng hurriedly joins the bidding as well. "Master Lin, that spirit continuation pill." However, no sooner does he speak than his voice is drowned out by a wealthy tycoon. 2 million. I am claiming the spirit continuation pill. You joyfully collect the 5 bulging spatial bags, tossing the medicinal pills to their respective buyers with a nonchalant wave. 5 medicinals yielded a profit of 53 million. At this moment, the system notifications displayed 89.4 million low-grade spirit stones. Only 10.6 million more were needed, and with just this small amount remaining, that mysterious reward could finally be activated. Just as he was deep in his calculations, someone suddenly interrupted. Master Lin, did you not say there were 6 pills? Why are there only 5 here? He cleared his throat, leisurely produced one more medicinal pill, and spoke sincerely to those present. This is a new type I have recently researched. I myself am not yet certain of its effects. Whoever is willing to test this pill for me, I shall refine a custom-made medicinal pill for them free of charge. He flipped his palm and a crimson-purple pill floated above, surrounded by pill mist and emitting a captivating aroma, but who would dare consume a pill of unknown efficacy? He cast a look of disdain, adding that those who were faint of heart should not join the excitement. If anyone is brave enough, who knows? This pill of mine might just help you achieve a breakthrough directly to the Wending realm. Ko Dingfeng's heart skipped a beat. Regarding the Wending realm, he had long suffered from hidden injuries due to his cultivation. If not for the Tian pill he received from the youth previously, he would already be lying in a coffin. If Master Lin could save his life, then perhaps this new pill could truly help him ascend to the heavens in a single step. Master Lin, I shall test this medicine. A flicker of approval flashed in his eyes as he recognized that the man had already reached the peak of the Dharma form realm. Very well, you have our courage. Is this not the perfect test subject? He flicked his finger and the medicinal pill landed neatly in the man's hand as he said, if you cannot overcome the threshold, I take no responsibility for the consequences, to which he replied, I am volunteering to test this medicine. Ko Dingfeng snatched the pill and swallowed it instantly. Seconds later, his entire body grew scorching hot, his face flushed an unnatural red, and a layer of purple-pink energy began to radiate from his form. Suddenly, as if realizing something, Ko Dingfeng turned beet red and bolted toward the street. Before the stunned eyes of the crowd, he crashed headlong into a tall building. Immediately after, the shrieks of women rang out from within the building. He narrowed his eyes, completely bewildered. What kind of maneuver is this? I asked him to test the medicine, so why did he suddenly charge into a brothel? Could it be that I refined some sort of lewd concoction? Outside the Hongshu pavilion, Ko Qingshui's face turned scarlet. Uncle Shui, my father, why would he do such a thing? The crowd of onlookers whispered in confusion. Was this not supposed to be a medicinal trial? Why did he rush into a brothel? Could it be a grade-defying aphrodisiac? An hour later, the Hongshu pavilion suddenly erupted with a blinding golden light, a vast silver aura surged toward the heavens, and a colossal golden cauldron condensed from the essence of heaven and earth gradually manifested in the sky. The surrounding crowd could not contain their shouts. A golden cauldron, a heavenly manifestation. This is a sign of breaking through to the Wending realm. Look, a massive golden cauldron has appeared in the sky. As the phenomenon faded, a figure darted out of the Hongshu pavilion like a bolt of lightning. With a knowing expression, he gave chase and asked, the Wending realm. Second heaven, you caused quite a commotion in the Hongshu pavilion just now. It seems this breakthrough pill of yours has rather remarkable effects. He calmly produced 2 more medicinal pills, causing the eyes of the 2 brothers to light up. They scrambled to become test subjects for the alchemy master, believing it to be a heaven-sent blessing. Watching the 2 swallow the pills, he added, oh, right, there is a fee for this test. Having said that, he spread his 5 fingers and waved them in front of the brothers. 5 million for one, 5 million each. The Liu brothers nearly choked on their pills. Is this even a test? This is clearly extortion. Suddenly, their bodies trembled as if struck by lightning, and they immediately entered into a meditative state. The aura surrounding them surged uncontrollably. 2 pillars of golden light pierced through the roof, condensing into the image of a giant cauldron in the sky. Lu Hong touched his face, trembling. Big brother, the bottleneck that has held us back for 30 years has finally been broken. Lu Qing was so moved he was speechless and moved to kneel and kowtow to him, but was stopped by the young man. Spare me, spare me. He chuckled. 5 million per pill, pay up. The 2 brothers scrambled to reach into their storage rings. To obtain a divine pill like this, even 10 million is a worthy price. The system balance jumped to 99.4 million. He squinted as he calculated, thinking that if he earned another 600,000, he would unlock a mysterious reward. Who knows, he might even ascend to the heavens. He then turned his gaze to the final pill in his hand. 5 million low-grade spirit stones, who wants it? Instantly, 7 or 8 figures descended from the sky, all of them veterans stuck at the peak of the Dharma form realm. Every one of them had eyes as bright as wolves spotting their prey. Suo Feng quickly stepped forward. Master Lin, our Qingyu Pavilion is a main branch of the Wushan Dao sect. Lu Song hurriedly blocked him. Insolent fool, it is our sword pavilion that is the true successor. Han Yuanying smiled gently. Master Lin, if you are willing to part with it, our alchemist guild will gift you an addition. Truly impressive. A single supreme-grade spirit stone is worth at least 30 million on the open market. You immediately press the medicinal pill into Chu Feng's hand to finalize the transaction. Ding, the system shop feature has been unlocked, the voice echoed. Shall I open it now? You were so overwhelmed with excitement that your hands began to tremble. Open it immediately. Now that the shop is accessible, surely I can purchase any cultivation manual I desire? Ding, 100 million low-grade spirit stones have been deducted. The shop is now open. What would you like to purchase? You frantically clutched your storage ring, your divine sense sweeping through it, only to find that the purse which had been overflowing just moments ago now contained nothing but 4.4 million in loose change, rattling hollowly. You black-hearted system, give me back my money. That was hard-earned blood and sweat. You didn't even provide a confirmation prompt. After a long while, you finally calmed down, grinding your teeth as you open the shop interface to see what this 100 million had actually bought you. Earth-grade high-tier Xuanhuang Pill, 100,000 Supreme-grade Spirit Stones. Earth-grade top-tier Dragon-slaying Demon Blade, 3 million Supreme-grade Spirit Stones. Earth-grade Supreme-tier Lu Chen War Halberd, 9.6 million Supreme-grade Spirit Stones. Looking at these items, you could not help but curse aloud. System, are you playing a joke on me? I want a refund, here and now. You frantically tapped at the holographic interface. While it was true that the shop contained everything, Earth-grade medicinal pills, immortal artifacts, divine weapons, and treasures of heaven and earth, the problem was that even the cheapest pill cost 100,000 Supreme-grade Spirit Stones. In your bag, you had only 4 million low-grade Spirit Stones. You couldn't even afford the fraction of a cent required for the smallest item. Ding, host, do not be so frantic. Unlocking the shop early is for your own benefit. A great calamity approaches. If you cannot afford equipment, your entire household will be wiped out. Your hands began to shake violently. What great calamity? When will it arrive? However, the system immediately fell silent. A moment later, a smile curled at the corner of your mouth. Isn't it just a matter of earning money to buy equipment? Watch as I use my medicinal pills to empty the treasure vaults of every sect. It would be even better if some blind old elders with Dharma forms came to rob me. That way, I can trigger system rewards while plundering their golden treasures in return. With a wave of your sleeves, you looked around at the pristine scenery. This capital city is far too small. This wretched place is nothing but a waste of my time. 3 days later, standing outside the imperial capital of the Great Chu, gazing at the majestic walls stretching for 100 miles, your breath quickened. The streets were filled with extravagance, populated by hundreds of thousands of Dharma form cultivators. Even experts of the Wending realm were gathered there in droves. Best of all, it is said that the royal treasury is guarded by a saint. He stroked his chin, a sinister smile creeping across his face. This is not merely a fortress, it is clearly a mobile mine of raw spirit stones. He arrived at an inn and spent 3 million low-grade spirit stones to purchase a recipe for a low-grade imperial body tempering pill. This fan's wallet was truly bottomed out. While he was wallowing in his poverty, a familiar figure flashed past the window, a man with muscles as bulging as a ferocious beast. It was none other than his troublesome grandson, Lin Yan. He leaned out of the window and shouted at the top of his lungs, "Grandson, come here quickly and let your grandfather embrace your thighs." This grandson cry echoed like a thunderclap throughout the street. Lin Yan stumbled, nearly falling flat on his face. His expression turned pitch black as he turned around, his gaze fixed on the third floor of the inn, and he was immediately startled. Wait a moment, isn't this old man that fellow from the Shenyuan sect? He continued to yell, "Grandson, don't just stand there stunned. Hurry up and come here so your grandfather can dote on you." He remained entirely oblivious to the fact that the other party's complexion was growing increasingly dark. Lin Yan was shaking with rage. "Old man, are you tired of living? How dare you mock a powerful Heavenly King realm expert by calling him grandson?" However, before he could even raise his hand, his knees suddenly gave way. He collapsed to the ground and kowtowed 3 times with a resounding thud. He wore an arrogant expression. "Do you know who the grandfather is now?" Lin Yan knelt on the ground, his face full of shock. He could never have imagined that a Heavenly King realm expert would perform such a great ritual to a beggar in the middle of the street. He laughed heartily. "Calling you grandson is light, or else you would have been struck by heavenly lightning, understand?" What was even more absurd was that the heavens actually cooperated, striking down a bolt of lightning. Lin Yan jumped up, ready to curse. "Believe it or not, I will call Lin Wuken here to smash your teeth in right now." The atmosphere suddenly froze. This old man actually dared to call his father by his full name. One must know that the last time a saint unintentionally mentioned the name Lin Wuken, they were immediately struck into ash by heavenly lightning. You turned around and left one final remark. "Hurry and roll in here. Have you not lost enough face already?" Lin Yan gritted his teeth and stepped into the room. If he could not expose the origins of this old man today, he would no longer carry the Lin surname. You took a sip of tea and spoke. "Listen carefully. You brat. This old master is named Lin Gufeng, and your father Lin Wuken is my 6th son." As those words left his lips, the sword in Lin Yan's hand fell straight to the floor. He was all too familiar with the name Lin Gufeng. Those 3 characters were engraved upon the highest spirit tablet in the ancestral hall of their family. That is an ancestor who has been laid to rest for 100,000 years. Before Lin Nam could recover from the shock, your expression suddenly shifted. You slammed your palm down, shattering the tea table. "At the Shenyuan sect, your failure to recognize me as your grandfather was due to your blindness. But now that I have called you a dog to your face, do you still intend to strike me?" Lin Nam swallowed hard, yet he remained in disbelief. You let out a cold laugh and flicked your finger. Instantly, a single drop of blood hovered in midair. The moment that drop of blood appeared, Lin Nam felt the blood within his entire body begin to boil uncontrollably. It was an absolute suppression originating from the depths of his lineage. 10,000 times more terrifying than the pressure he felt when beaten by his own father. Great-grandfather Lin Nam's legs grew weak and he nearly collapsed to his knees. This was undeniably his biological grandfather, there was no mistake. "Grandfather, why is the power within this single drop of blood even more fearsome than my father, the Dingfeng Great Emperor? Could it be that this is the legendary most powerful bloodline in existence?" You cast a glance at your grandson, who was trembling with apprehension. Only now did you realize that you currently possess the chaotic Supreme God King physique. Contained within this drop of blood was the power of a supreme lineage. Let alone this brat, even your own sons who are great emperors would be forced to their knees to call you father should they witness this. If you assist your grandfather with one task, this drop of blood shall be yours. Lin Nam did not hesitate in the slightest. Grandfather, please name the task, he said, waving his hand readily. Two scrolls manifested in midair. Go and purchase these medicinal herbs, obtain as many as you can. If you have the capability, you may even buy out every herb in the entire imperial city. 3 hours later, Lin Nam returned to the inn, gasping for breath. Grandfather, everything is here. You accepted the storage ring filled with medicinal herbs and asked, how many did you manage to acquire? The corners of Lin Nam's mouth curled upward as he puffed out his chest in triumph. Grandfather, look closely. I have purchased exactly 356 of the herbs you required. Your hands trembled violently and your aged face twitched uncontrollably. 320,000 stalks, this spendthrift grandson of yours surely didn't just uproot every apothecary in the imperial city, did he? You suppressed the smile threatening to break across your face and waved your hand, feigning composure. Not bad at all. There is nothing else for you to do. Go and attend to your own affairs. Upon hearing this, Lin Nam's eyes lit up. Just as he prepared to turn away, your leisurely voice echoed from behind him. Wait, assist your... Understood, grandfather. You may proceed with spreading the news. First, 10 days from now, the Lingxiao Hotel will sell 100 Huangqi body refining pills daily. Second, 1 month from now, they will sell 10 Dharma phase breakthrough pills every day. Lin Nam widened his eyes in shock. Could his grandfather truly be a master alchemist? Grandfather, what exactly is a Dharma phase breakthrough pill? Consuming it guarantees a 100% success rate for a practitioner at the peak of the Dharma phase realm to achieve a breakthrough. Upon hearing Wending Realm, Lin Nam's eyes bulged in utter disbelief. Before long, the entire imperial city was in an uproar. Have you heard the rumors? The Lingxiao Hotel is set to sell Dharma phase breakthrough pills. They say anyone who consumes one is certain to reach the Wending Realm. At the Alchemist Guild, the gray-robed elder Cao Yan stared at the list of medicinal ingredients, his expression filled with deep suspicion. Fragrant orchid and remote mountain ginseng, aren't these the core components for the Hengji body refining pill? His disciple, Zhao Lingshuan, leaned in closely and whispered, Master, the entire city is buzzing about this Dharma phase breakthrough pill. It is unclear whether these claims are true or false. Cao Yan's expression shifted as he shook his head repeatedly. A Dharma phase breakthrough pill? I have dedicated my entire life to the art of alchemy, and I have never even heard of such a thing. To claim a guaranteed breakthrough to the Wending Realm is nothing but outrageous hyperbole. As he finished speaking, he suddenly slapped his thigh. Wait a moment, was there not talk of a Dharma phase breakthrough pill appearing in Yun City some time ago? Cao Yan's face turned deathly pale, his voice beginning to tremble. Procuring mass quantities of ingredients and refining the pills personally. This modus operandi, why is it the style of the individual in Yun City? Could it be that he has arrived in our imperial city? Cold sweat poured down his forehead. He felt a sense of impending dread. The Alchemist Guild in Yun City had been completely dismantled by that person in a single stroke. Even more terrifying was the fact that he was the biological father of the Wukan immortal sect master in the Eastern Desolation. Pass down the order. Cao Yan grabbed Zhao Lingshuan's arm, his voice shaking. To everyone in the guild, if anyone dares to offend that senior alchemist, execute them on the spot without further questioning. At the same time, news reached the study of the Qi King's mansion in the inner city. Mo Lingxiao's expression was as dark as a stagnant pond. Lingxiao Hotel, they intend to sell Huangqi body refining pills and Dharma phase breakthrough pills? He slammed his hand against the armrest of his wheelchair. Who exactly is behind these schemes? The attendant Han Shuo stood before him and bowed slightly. Your Highness, the Lingxiao Hotel is your personal property. Could it be that the other princes are intentionally targeting you? A vicious glint flashed through Mo Lingxiao's eyes. I have exercised restraint time and time again, yet they continue to push me too far. He stood up abruptly, his aura erupting with violent intensity. Do they truly take me for a soft persimmon to be crushed at will? If forced, I shall drag them down with me, even if it means we both perish. Han Shuo immediately pressed his shoulder down. Your Highness, please calm your anger. You have endured for hundreds of years. You cannot afford to be impulsive at this critical juncture. Furthermore, this matter may not be exactly as we suspect. It would be better to let your subordinate investigate the truth first. Mo Lingxiao took a deep breath, and once again his expression returned to its usual sickly pallor. Uncle Han, wait 10 days. By then, the truth will be brought to light. Meanwhile, the Lingxiao Inn in the South City was already packed to capacity. The first and second floors were completely full, with not a single seat to be found. A patron slammed his table and shouted, Innkeeper, has your establishment stopped selling food and wine, opting to peddle medicinal pills instead? Another guest chimed in, could it be that you've gone mad from extreme financial losses? Innkeeper Shang Yu stood behind the counter, cold sweat streaming down his forehead. He was busier than anyone else, yet he had only heard this rumor from the mouths of his own customers. Suddenly an old man took a deep, sharp inhale. Heavens, this scent, it is the Huangqi body tempering pill. Those nearby were immediately stunned. Is that true or false? That item is a divine medicine for breaking through to the Dharma image realm. The entire inn erupted into chaos as everyone turned their gaze toward Shang Yu. Shang Yu was also utterly shocked. As an expert at the ninth heaven of the Dharma image realm, he naturally caught the faint, lingering scent of medicinal fragrance wafting from the floor above. Damnable, who exactly is it? If this continues, it will surely jeopardize the grand plans of His Highness Prince Qi. Shang Yu suddenly cupped his hands and offered a conciliatory smile. My apologies to everyone, but the Lingxiao Inn is closed for the day, he said, turning to instruct the waiter to bolt the doors. He then rushed toward the third floor with a grim expression on his face. The higher he climbed, the more potent the medicinal fragrance became, until he stood before the door and suddenly felt that something was amiss. Isn't this the room of the ruthless individual who scolded a heavenly king realm expert as if he were a mere child? Who would dare to disturb this room? He hurriedly reported the situation to his superiors. However, the only reply he received was an order to remain still and await further instructions. In the blink of an eye, 10 days had passed. Looking at the table covered in over 100 yellow-rank body-strengthening pills, you could not help but chuckle. The alchemy technique provided by the system is truly peerless. Others require days to refine such pills, yet for you it takes only mere hours. If you sell 100 pills each day at 3 million low-grade spirit stones per pill, you could net a profit of 30 billion in 10 days. If converted into top-grade primordial stones, that would be exactly 3,000. Yet the cheapest items in the system shops start at several tens and go up to the millions. This is still not enough. To purchase the items you desire from the shop, you must exert even greater effort. You shake your head, step out of your room, and head straight downstairs to find the manager. Manager, let us discuss business. Having said this, you produce a Dharma aspect realm pill that can instantly elevate the user by 3 levels upon consumption. The throat of the manager Chang Yu bobs repeatedly. He has been trapped at the 9th level of the Dharma aspect realm for many years, but this matter is far too significant. How could a mere employee such as himself dare to make such a decision? Just as he hesitates, a steady voice resonates through the room. Ling Xiao Hotel shall accept this business proposal. The man who arrives wears a deep blue robe, and the aura radiating from him causes your pupils to constrict. Another expert of the Heaven King realm. Inwardly, you rejoice. With such a formidable figure watching over things, the business will be even more secure. The newcomer is Han Shuo. He stares intensely at the pill in the palm of your hand, a flicker of astonishment flashing in his eyes. The quality of this pill is purer than any he has ever encountered before. However, as one accustomed to the ways of the world, doubt still stirs within his heart. The efficacy must be verified before we can proceed. You push the pill forward nonchalantly. Very well, choose anyone at random to test it. If it proves ineffective, you may hold me accountable. As your words fall, the Lingxiao Hotel erupts into chaos. An old man with a white beard tremblingly raises 3 fingers. I stake my reputation that a single pill will allow a Dharma aspect realm practitioner to break through at least 3 minor realms, he declares, as the sound of people swallowing their saliva rings out throughout the hotel. Everyone keeps their eyes fixed firmly on the medicinal pill in your palm. Suddenly, a gray shadow bolts in from outside the door. The old man at the 7th level of the Dharma aspect realm has his claws extended only halfway when a dull thud is heard. You have not even had time to furrow your brow, yet the old man has... Do you dare to cause a disturbance on my territory? By the 2nd floor railing, an elegant elder had been leaning there for some time. Slowly wiping his fingers, he swallowed hard, his throat moving slightly. This level of strength absolutely eclipses Ling Ya by a wide margin. The entire inn fell into a dead silence. Those eyes that had previously harbored malicious intent simultaneously looked away. Han Shuo gestured toward Manager Chang, telling him to consume the pill. Manager Chang approached with trembling steps, his finger hovering over the medicinal pill for a long time, not daring to take it. Senior, which one should I choose? He extended his palm slightly further, and the medicinal pills clinked together, emitting a crisp rhythmic sound. Manager Chang gritted his teeth, grabbed one at random, and shoved it into his mouth. Tick, tock. After 3 breaths, a booming sound echoed. Behind Manager Chang, a bronze Dharma manifestation 3 zhang tall appeared. Even more terrifying was the aura surging upward, instantly skyrocketing to the 12th level. This is truly formidable. The crowd of onlookers craned their necks in unison. They watched as Manager Chang's Dharma manifestation surged from the 9th level straight to the peak. Manager Chang's hand, still touching his dantian, was shaking. Have I reached the peak? Normally, if one did not spend 3 years of effort, it would be impossible to refine such a supreme-grade medicinal pill. Today, in less than 10 seconds, he had completely digested the absolute pinnacle. Han Shuo shifted his body, instantly appearing before him. Senior, the Lingxiao Inn will handle this entire transaction for you. The surrounding crowd immediately erupted into a commotion. They have secured the exclusive rights. Han Shuo stepped forward to explain, everyone, rest assured, we are merely assisting the senior in his sales. However, when he heard that such a divine pill had to be sold for 5 million spirit stones, he nearly choked on his own saliva. Exceptional, this is 2 million more than the estimated price. Yet the cultivators in the hall did not protest. On the contrary, they swarmed forward like customers rushing to buy discounted goods. Give me 3, I will take 5 for 1. It is worth every stone. If this pill were placed in the Alchemist Guild, you wouldn't even be able to touch it for less than 8 million. Hearing the crowd's discussions, he was somewhat astonished. If a single yellow-tier body-refining pill can sell for 5 million, then a breakthrough pill will surely be highly sought after at 10 million. In just a few words, the partnership between him and Lingxiao Inn was finalized. Although 200,000 in service fees were deducted from each pill, he still cleared a net profit of 4.8 million, far exceeding his initial projections. However, what he did not anticipate was that out of the 100 pills sold at Lingxiao Hotel daily, 80 were purchased by the public, while the remaining 20 were acquired personally by Prince Qi. Prince Qi stroked his chin with a jubilant smile. This is truly a windfall from the heavens. To obtain 20 supreme-grade elixirs every day without effort, is this not far more profitable than raising an army and training troops? If that hidden expert truly succeeds in refining the Dharma Realm breakthrough pill, his subordinates could produce a vast number of expert-level powerhouses in a very short span of time. This is of critical importance for his ambitions in the struggle for the throne. In the blink of an eye, a month passed. Lingxiao Hotel was bustling with constant traffic, its halls packed with peak-stage Dharma Realm cultivators. Everyone waited with wide, eager eyes, desperate to compete for the elixirs. He glanced at the dense crowd, finding himself taken aback. Is the allure of my elixirs truly this great? Over the past 10 days, he had exhausted all his energy, managing to refine over 1,000 transcendent-grade pills. These mid-stage Dharma Realm breakthrough pills, priced at 10 million low-grade spirit stones each, made his eyes light up. Converting them to supreme-grade origin stones would yield over 10,000 units. He was lost in daydreams, finally believing he could afford to shop in the system store, but upon glancing at the prices in the store, followed by a long string of zeros, he realized this meager sum could not even touch the threshold of entry. It seems he must continue working as an alchemical laborer. Master Lin, will we truly be able to purchase the breakthrough pill today? As soon as he revealed himself, the entire hotel erupted into a frenzy. Not to mention the Dharma Realm experts, even Han Shuo, a veteran Heavenly King Realm powerhouse, could not sit still. Over the past 20 days, he had witnessed a miracle with his own eyes. With the distribution of 400 Huangji body-refining pills, Prince Qi's camp had suddenly sprouted 7 or 8 dozen peak-stage Dharma Realm experts. If reinforced by the breakthrough pills, Han Shuo's palms were slick with sweat, as he seemed to envision the scene of Prince Qi leading dozens of heaven-seeking realm experts to sweep away the other princes. Rest assured, I always keep my word, he said with a wave of his hand. Today I will make an exception and release 100 pills, but from tomorrow onward only 30 will be sold daily. As these words fell, the hotel instantly exploded in uproar. A burly man hurriedly raised his hand. Master Lin, I want the first breakthrough pill. I am willing to be the first to test the medicine. He looked at these people whose eyes were burning with fervor, slowly raising his hand. Do not be impatient, gentlemen. The breakthrough pills I refine are genuine transcendent-grade items, and they are quite costly. As this was spoken, the entire venue was stunned. Transcendent grade? It is said that taking one guarantees a 100% breakthrough to the heaven-seeking realm. Surely that must be priced at tens of millions. It is worth it. Tens of millions in exchange for reaching the heaven-seeking realm is a massive profit. He listened to the murmurs of the crowd, his eyebrows arching higher and higher. How impressive. It seems I have significantly underestimated the market value. Master Lin, please name your price. 20? 30 million? Just as he was about to speak, he caught sight of Han Shuo grinning beside him and immediately changed his tone. The rules remain the same, he said, waving his hand to reveal a dozen medicinal pills. I leave the pricing to the Lingxiao Hotel. Han Shuo rubbed his hands together and stepped forward. Senior transcendent-grade medicinal pills on the market usually fetch between 20 to 30 million, though the exact price depends on their potency. He flipped his palm, revealing a medicinal pill, and added, let your men choose one, but remember, you must pay for it. The pill spun rapidly, and as its medicinal fragrance wafted through the air, the very atmosphere of the hotel seemed to become saturated with its potent energy. Han Shuo's eyes nearly bulged from their sockets. He immediately grabbed Shang Yu, who was anxiously rubbing his hands nearby, and urged, hurry, swallow one and test it. As soon as the pill touched his tongue, Shang Yu felt a surge of heat erupting chaotically within his body. Moments later, a pillar of light erupted from the crown of his head, shooting straight into the heavens. Behind him, a majestic Dharma avatar materialized. Even more terrifying was the fact that the massive hands of the avatar began to condense the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, forming a small, verdant cauldron within a few breaths. The peak of the cauldron realm, the manifestation of origin energy into a cauldron, Manager Shang has truly achieved a breakthrough. Incredible, it didn't even take half an incense stick of time. The breakthrough pills sold by the Alchemist Guild require 3 days of struggling, and even then, the success rate is only 30%. And they have the audacity to sell them for 25 million? Compared to Master Lin's medicinal pills, they are nothing but trash. The entire scene descended into an uproar. Look, a second cauldron. Someone suddenly cried out. The Dharma avatar behind Shang Yu had condensed yet another circular cauldron. Second stage of the cauldron realm. Shang Yu clutched his chest, his hands trembling violently. I have reached the second stage. Just 20 days ago, he was a mere novice at the 9th level of the Dharma avatar realm. Now, he had directly ascended to the second stage of the cauldron realm. This level of progress would take an ordinary person an entire lifetime to achieve. Stop gawking, hurry up and name the price. Han Shuo slapped him across the face to bring him back to his senses. The eyes of the powerful experts gathered in the hotel turned a greedy shade of green, and an old man with a white beard slammed his hand on the table and stood up. I must have this. Han Shuo was all smiles, rubbing his hands together as he approached. Talk about a kiss-up. Senior were pricing them at 35 million. Spirit stones and the hotel takes a 5 million cut. What do you say? The crowd immediately sucked in a collective breath. This shady merchant's commission is highway robbery, but our boy's secretly doing a jig. Pills he was going to sell for 10 million. This black-hearted manager just tripled the price. Deal. Our MC nodded like he knew everything, tossed Hanshu 100 pills and dipped. Damn, making bank in Huangcheng is way too easy. He started counting on his fingers, getting more hyped by the second. 300 million profit every day? That's like 300 supreme-grade spirit stones. At this rate, he'll scrape together 200,000 stones in just 3 months. Won't he be able to buy all the goodies in the system store? Yes, oh god, it's too good. Little did he know, Huang was about to go absolutely bonkers today. A bunch of peak stage experts all broke through at the same time, sending the whole city into a frenzy. The west, a beam of golden light shot through the heavens, forming a golden cauldron in the sky. Passers-by gasped, "Look, another Wending breakthrough." Before they could finish, another beam of golden light tore through the sky. A second golden cauldron slowly took shape, leaving the gawkers slack-jawed. What is it? National Breakthrough Day. Then a third beam of golden light ripped across the sky like a thunderbolt. An old white-haired man's Dharma image appeared, consecutively condensing 3 original cauldrons. An eagle-eyed bystander recognized him instantly. Holy crap, isn't that Senior C2 Wasn't his life force supposed to be dried up ages ago? Not only did he break through, but he charged straight to the third heaven. The crowd went wild, then suddenly someone had an epiphany. I get it. It must be the Dharma manifestation breakthrough pill from the Lingxiao Hotel. Yeah, that's gotta be it, no doubt. These back-to-back breakthroughs turned Huangcheng into a madhouse. And the miraculous effects of the Dharma manifestation breakthrough pill are getting increasingly exaggerated. Just 35 million, and you're 100% guaranteed to break through to Wending. Ads like that started spreading like wildfire through every street. People were already lined up to snatch up IMA pills, but the real big shots started a mad dash to buy the breakthrough pill. You're refining the Dharma manifestation breakthrough pill, but some people are happy, and some people are sad. The Pill Alchemist Guild's elders were so pissed they were stomping their feet. Damn it, just because of this trash-tier pill, our monthly profits are down like 80%. 6th floor of the guild, Do Xiao slammed his teacup onto the ground, shattering it. Master Du, calm down, bro. Cao Yan smiled bitterly, reaching out to press down on his trembling shoulders. That Master Lin is way too OP, so what if we lost some business to him? Dao Xiao's forehead was bulging with veins, his knuckles turning white from clenching. Cao Yan lowered his voice, continuing to persuade him, this god-level alchemist will leave sooner or later. Once he's out of the Imperial City, our business will naturally come back. Just be patient for now. At the same time, inside the Qi Prince's mansion in the inner city, Han Shuo was bowing as he reported, Your Highness, the 10 experts who broke through to the Wenning realm in the outer city have all returned to the mansion safely. He paused for a moment, then added, Master Lin's pills are indeed miraculous. In his wheelchair, Mo Lingjiao looked out the window, the moonlight illuminating his pale, sickly face. The Xixia 9 sons are all powerhouses at the Great Earth Realm, so the Lin clan of Xuanyang continent really does have influence everywhere. Han Shuo's heart stirred slightly, and he immediately said, Your Highness, if we can get Master Lin to take action, perhaps he can cure the poison on your body, and you might still have a chance to stand again. Enough. Ling Xiao's directly interrupted him. Master Qingyang has already said that only a high-grade D-tier Heavenly Dragon Golden Pill can dissolve the poison in my body. It's a pity that no one in this world can refine a D-tier Heavenly Dragon Golden Pill. He turned his wheelchair, the darkness concealing the flash of longing in his eyes. Suddenly, Mo Lingxiao changed his tone, looking at Han Shuo with hidden meaning, continue to stay in contact with Master Lin. If we can obtain the Wenting Breaking Sky King pill, Han Shuo was about to respond but hesitated. Your Highness, it seems that Prince Jing and Prince Xuan are no longer sitting still. While Lingxiao waved his hand dismissively, what do they want to do? You don't need to interfere. If they act blindly, they'll only be courting death. He narrowed his eyes slightly, his voice cold. However, with their cunning, they probably won't act themselves. Baiye Tower is likely their best option.